Are you ready?
Here we go.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this week's episode of the After Sesh podcast with me, your host, Adam. And we are joined today by our co-host, Aaron, and two guests. Can anyone guess who they are? Ladies and gentlemen, we have future podcast hosts, Mika and Dave. What's the story, boys? How are you getting on?
Thank you, mate.
What's the crack, lads? Great introduction there, Adam. Much appreciated.
Yeah, no problem at all. No problem at all, lads. We're going to go with fireworks and everything like that, but with such short notice, I couldn't get it done, you know, like
and
pyro wasn't
well.
on point, so that's why we're under a budget, like that's why we need to get them subscriber numbers up there. Like once they're up there, then we'll start getting a few we'll start getting a bit of production value in here.
Yeah.
Don't worry, boys, you'll be Joe Rogan now in a minute, don't worry.
Oh, JR, never.
Yeah, I'll take that, no problem.
Do you listen to him yourself?
Not as much recently as I did beforehand. I feel like once it went onto Spotify, like the podcast in general, like, and they stopped putting up as many clips on YouTube, I just kind of fell off it. It's only when like he has a really interesting guest on that I'll ever kind of throw an eye or an ear to it. Like,
Actually. Well, I'll listen when I see a guest which is interesting. I'll check it out, or a topic which is interesting. But I won't just listen for the crack of it.
Like he talks about some weird shit. Like he goes on for like 4 hours, and the topics to get into it's one of those you can just sit in the car and just relax and like have it on the background sort of thing.
Yeah.
And then like some of the shit he talks about, the one he had on about one from North Korea, that was a mad episode.
Oh, it was.
I've heard that chick talk to a bunch of different people actually.
And if you had a flick on the comments, because I think he had a few clips of it on YouTube. There were some people saying that she wasn't as straight up as she might have made out. I think there's a few people reckon she was a bit of a bogey, but
already, I haven't heard anything like that, but fair enough. I'll have to look into it at some stage.
He has some really interesting guests. I do love when he has Mike Tyson on.
Yeah,
you know, you can't beat that Mike Tyson podcast.
Do you know what? My favorite like episode of the Joe Rogan podcast is when it's Eddie Bravo, Joe, and Alex Jones, and they went for about 3.5, 4 hours. That is the best thing. Put that on and start playing FIFA, and I swear to God, you'll just leave it on the whole time. It's fucking amazing. It's one of the most hilarious podcasts I've ever heard in my life. Yeah, but it's the way they do it. They're all like, it's just, they look like they're having such a good time. They are having such a good time, and it just makes it even better. It really transfers over to the person listening. It's genuinely one of the best episodes of a podcast. Probably the best podcast I've ever heard in my life. Like, no doubt.
Apart from our one, obviously, but it's up there.
Now, like, you can't be putting bets on yourself, like, you know what I mean?
To your own horn.
I could listen to Eddie Bravo talk for hours, man. Days.
Oh man, it's
weeks.
It's so true. Like, he just comes out with some amount of like mad shit. Him on Flat Earth is one of the funniest things ever. Like, and just all the lads around him just going, "Here, look." Just, like, Eddie, here's the science behind it, and like even Joe was starting to lose the head at him, just being like, "You're a fucking idiot." Like,
yeah,
like it takes a lot for that to happen.
I actually tried to engage some flat earthers at one point, trying to figure out, not just make fun of them or nothing, but try to actually figure out what the hell it is they believe and what it is that's convinced them of it. And the only substantive thing that they really have to go on is religion. It all comes down to fucking religion. They believe that, God created this flat earth and they had this firmament which holds all the universe in. There is nothing outside of it. It's a wacky shit, mate. But they are purely convinced through scientific means. So they do their own tests and all this shit. I mean, it's all not good science, which is why they get all these answers which are wrong. But man, it's a fascinating rabbit hole to go down.
Yeah, man, I went into something similar. Now it's not flat Earth, but I went into a bit of a rabbit hole on Scientology, lads. Have any of you ever looked into it?
Nope.
Not in a great deal. They have like some crazy fucking where they punish each other and shit like that, don't they?
It's not that they punish each other. What they do is, like, you go in, you do it's like a personality test, and it tells you like you basically have to pay to go up all of these different levels in the church, like.
Yeah,
but
and
their
they
main,
test you to see if you're clear or something. Clear. I don't know what it is
yeah,
you're clear of.
there's all these certain criteria you have to meet, or else you can't join. Like before you like try and join, you have to meet certain criteria. But no, it's fucking mental. What they actually believe, right? This is fucked up, right? And it takes us. You have to get to a certain level to hear this. But,
They're gonna come
what
after
they
you now,
actually,
so be careful what you say.
Gotta get cancelled.
They're listening.
They'll be on your ass, man.
But like they're like everyone knows, like not everyone knows. South Park put this out, so you know yourself. Blame South Park.
Yeah.
Basically, what they believe is years upon years ago, there was like a evil. Oh, not evil. There was a galactic empire that went around. It froze a lot. The galaxy was overpopulated, so you like froze. The emperor froze like a load of alien species, and then dumped them into the volcanoes on Earth, and their souls escaped, which inhabited the bodies of like early day people, and now that's why people have bad feelings and why people feel shit sometimes.
Fucking hell.
All written by the most prolific, the most prolific science fiction writer of all time.
No, you see,
and now it's a religion.
You see, this is it now. He's a failed science fiction writer. His name was L. Ron Hubbard. Stone dead as of right now, and he never got his books published. Have you seen the new? I don't know it's a Tala, but have you seen the spot they have in Dublin?
No, I didn't know there was a Church of Scientology in Dublin.
It is massive, state of the art. I've never been there, but I've heard in the community they're very good at kids' days, family days, barbecues, bounty castles. They're good at getting people in the door.
So do you think they're trying to indoctrinate people, like, do you know what I mean, in that way, like just by trying to be more approachable?
Not specifically,
like,
but
this is a place you can come to.
It's not a cult, is it?
It's not so much a cult. As you mentioned, it is all about levels. And that's why, like, Tom Cruise is at the top right now. It is all about the money. That's kind of how you do get up to the top. But if you look at their property portfolio, for example, in Los Angeles and all around the world, they have property for days. So, like, they're more like a big corporation than they are a church. But in America, recently, a few years ago, they did get classification as an official religion. So you don't have to pay tax.
Tax break.
They got the tax break.
Yeah.
So they're doing well for themselves.
They fucking partied when they got that break. They partied.
No doubt.
Oh yeah, for a fact, like. And isn't it crazy that all religions have all religions like would like not get taxed, right? There's a funny thing here, right? Charities don't get taxed either. Don't know if you're aware of that.
Yeah.
But here's a weird one. Would anyone here classify IKEA as a charity?
I was literally going to say that.
What?
Really?
Would anyone here? Here's a question. Just honest answer. Would anyone here classify IKEA as a charity?
No.
Not a trick question.
No.
No, Mika. What do you think, Dave?
No, certainly not. I read into a bit of their business plan, but I'd love to hear more. Well, or are you going to? You said you were going to mention that. What was that? What's this? Is there a secret I've missed?
It's not really
Come on, Aaron, explain it there.
It's not really a secret.
It's an open secret.
Yeah, like they're classed as a charity, so they get away with tax. I think it's something to do with they give back their broken stuff, or they give free products out as their charity. I think that's how their class is a charity. I don't know the background on it.
It's the IKEA Foundation, it's called.
Yeah.
Do they make the poor and unfortunate assemble it themselves?
Yeah, they get instructions. So
well, that is flat pack, isn't it? Like
I heard their business model basically is all around the world. This isn't the shit on Ballymoney either, because I love Ballymoney. Shout out to Richard Conroy. But their business plan effectively is to buy plots of land in low income areas where the land is a lot cheaper. And they do this all over the world. This is how they keep their costs down. And then obviously you got the flat pack model as well. But they build, so they own that. They actually own the land that they're built on. So there's no real big overheads on it. And that's they do that all over the world. So,
yeah, they definitely save money. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah.
You know how to save money.
Yeah. When's the last time you were in IKEA, lads? My bird wants me to bring her out there. So I don't like the place.
I haven't been since I stopped working there, to be honest. So when did I stop? 2019. I haven't.
3 years ago. Yeah.
You were part of the IKEA cult, were you?
I was a part of the cult of IKEA. Yeah.
You're spilling the secrets here.
That's how we met.
Right. That's how me and Aaron met, right? We work together now still, but we won't mention who we work for.
I wasn't part of IKEA. I was part of someone else that worked for IKEA.
He's probably up there in the Scientology church next, lads.
Oh yeah, you know yourself. But
No judgment.
yeah, no, they'd have you sit down and do training days, supposedly training days, and they'd like have you read out of a book, and it was a quote. Like certain parts of it were, like a little pamphlet. Certain parts of it were quotes from your man that made IKEA, Ingvar Kamprad. Now, his name is never a name that should ever be lodged in my brain. That's just a fact of life, right? But I can tell, like, man, this was ridiculous. So, like, they were asking people to read them out, and I just stood up around the table. There's about 20% there. Went, from the Gospel of Ingvar, according to Frank, let's go. Like, do you know what I mean? It was literally like all these little quotes like you'd hear in church and all, man. It was
like a sermon.
Like a sermon, yeah, like a sermon.
Remember upstairs,
like that.
Remember upstairs going to the canteen, Adam, his face was on a big wall, like literally the size of the one behind me, his face was just on it. Every time I walked past, just like staring at you.
The Messiah?
Yeah.
Everyone have the fella like kind of deified.
You're
you know what I mean?
Like a little bell.
He was the god of furniture.
Oh yeah, I hate companies that do that. You know, these little team meetings, mandatory team meetings. You know, little pep talks. You know, I've been in about 2 or 3 companies, and there was one that every Monday morning they used to have this big inspirational speech, like, and you're just sitting there like, you know, if I didn't have to be here to make money, I wouldn't be here. So just cut the crap, stop with the speech. Let me go to work, man.
Exactly.
How exactly do they get away with being classed as a charity? I mean, if there's a charity attached to it, they're still a for-profit business.
I'm pretty sure because they're probably registered as a whole under the IKEA Foundation. I'm not too sure exactly of the ins and outs of it, but they don't pay tax.
They weren't that high up.
I'm a charity.
Yeah, we didn't get that far now. Like, I was more on the side of, sorry sir, can you help me? Except it wasn't sorry sir, it was here, young fella. Grab that with it.
That's mad, lads. The more you know.
Yeah. The more you know, the better. But come here, lads. We didn't come on here to talk about fucking IKEA anyway. Like.
No, we certainly didn't.
So, lads,
I don't know about you, but I did.
Oh, fair enough.
I'll give you one thing about IKEA before I got done up. When we were bored one day, we timed ourselves walking around it, and now we followed the arrows. Before I got done up, it used to take 13.5 minutes. Just a little fact out there.
You need to change the name to the After IKEA podcast, lads.
Yeah, that's it, exactly.
It's IKEA, sorry.
The After Shift podcast.
Look, going back there to theories, I heard one there this morning that there was an advanced civilization before the Ice Age. So we're around about 300,000 years, right? And the Ice Age happened about 100,000 or whatever, right? So they're saying we didn't just live like cavemen for 200,000 years. There was an advanced civilization, let's say like Atlantis or whatever, that was lost during the Ice Age. And then after that, we start farming and getting more advanced and whatever. And they're saying there's these landmarks like the pyramids, the one in fucking Brazil, all over the world, all had these alignments to the stars, the galaxies, the circumference of the earth and all. So they're saying there was an advanced civilization before us and it's all been hidden, it's all been destroyed, it's this and that. So
it wouldn't take, I was reading something recently, it wouldn't take long for the earth to reset back to zero, you know. If civilization was to go, you'd be talking 200-300 years and the place would look like we were never here.
Yeah.
I know the pyramids, for a fact, if we see the what they say about the ancient civilization is that maybe they were smart enough to not use plastic ever. So, no, I mean, the pyramids are built to true north, and the I think the architectural abilities that it would take to build the pyramids today, I don't even think we have the capabilities to rebuild them and to rebuild them to the exact true north. Interesting fact I love to throw out is Cleopatra lived closer to the iPhone than the pyramids, lads. What do you make of that?
Who's that?
Cleopatra.
Jesus, that's fucking mental. What was she, the last pharaoh in Egypt?
Of Egypt, yeah. Mad for my she was.
See, that's crazy though, that you think of how long that civilization lasted, like. Do you know what I mean? That empire, like, it's crazy, like, it's fucking mental. You think about where we are, and it's on the spectrum of time, like we're only in a small little dot here, like. It's fucking mental.
When the computer really took off, what was that, the 70s? When was the first text sent? So what's that? That's a gap of 60 years, boys. What happens in 200 years? Where are we? We gone this far in 60. Yeah. Where are we going?
Exactly. I'm thinking, like, talking like the future, like cryptocurrencies. That's the
Fuck off,
most
you're a
prevalent
crypto
part of the future at the moment. No, but think about it, right? Web 3.0, everything that's coming out of that field that's looking so promising, despite the market being hit so hard today. Like,
Yeah, I heard about this.
yeah,
The,
there's certain coins that are down over 100%.
I'm down with
the only problem with crypto is like if the system goes down, you're all fucked. You got nothing. At least with paper money, you have something physical.
Exactly. And just to expand upon that, I was speaking to one of my friends earlier today, and he's like a really, really into his investing. Like he made like in his first year of investing, he made about 15 grand plus from it. Like so, it's fairly in the know. No, it was mostly stock investments at the time, but then evolved into crypto investing after. And what we were both kind of coming to the consensus of is everything at the moment was overpriced, even in the stock market, and get ready to see another recession, kind of not or something akin to that in terms of the stock market and stock prices. That and coupled with inflation is going to cause a bit of a recession. I think that's going to happen very soon. And what Michael said is true, but this isn't financial advice. Cash is king at the moment. And I honestly believe that's a fact.
Yeah,
Like even on the Bitcoins,
even cash will reduce in value if you have a recession. I mean, that's what happened during the Great Depression. The money that was in the banks became absolutely worthless. The only thing that was of value was gold, if you had like actual physical gold, or commodities like food and furniture and etc.
Yeah, that's very true. Like,
what's your man's name over in England? The Prince or whatever, Prince William or whatever. The outfit.
Charles.
Oh, Charles or the Kitty Fiddler.
Charles.
He's still a prince. Poor guy.
He doesn't sweat.
Yeah. Sorry, Prince Kitty Fiddler.
The man Charles gave a speech today saying about the inflation and then the crisis on a golden throne, like sitting there, gold throne, gold chair, gold everything, saying, "Oh yeah, we're so worried about inflation and cost of living. You're sitting on a fucking golden throne, mate. Would you give over?"
Yeah, no. Are you in on the coin? Are you in on the Bitcoin, Aaron?
I was, and then I sold.
Were you up?
See, I only threw in about €30 in total, so no.
Yeah, but you didn't lose your bollocks anyway.
No, I threw it in just to see what, just get an understanding of the coins and like how much I can get, whatever. Just €30 to mess around with, and I'm down to €19 now after the past 2 days.
I heard about them. I remember I was a fourth year. I think maybe it was third year. I remember hearing about them way back. I never thought much of it, and I wouldn't feel like I lost out because I didn't give a fuck. And I'd love to get in on crypto now, but the buy-in for me isn't. I don't have the buy-in, and I wouldn't want to go in on it for £100. I feel like if I'm going in on it,
if you're gonna go in, you got to go big, eh?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
See, that's kind of like what you need to think about it as in terms of you want to be like a successful crypto investor is to look at setting recurring buys and do like dollar cost averages. So if you look at what sort of time and like if you look at the chart basically, and you can see when it tends to be at a certain price, you can set a recurring buy for when it hits that price, or to buy like say €25 a week, and you're just putting it into the same coin, and over time you're hoping that that's gonna go up. You don't have to put in a huge lump sum, and especially for over the next year or so, the way I think the market is going to play out, and once again, not financial advice, the way I think the market is going to play out, I think that the value of the coins is only going to either decrease and get to a certain level where it's going to meet a level of resistance where people are going to hold on to it, being like, right, now it's time for me to actually start putting any little bit of money that I have into it. So you need to look at it as in now it's more of a sale at the moment, but you don't know how low the sale is going to go yet. You just want to catch it when it's going back up on the flip side.
So you're saying that crypto can either go up or down. That's great advice right there.
Well, it's I'm saying how volatile. No, but how fucking volatile.
Fiscal genius.
Once again, boys, at the moment, I just think money is going to be too scarce for people to be investing at the levels, at least, that they were last year. So you're going to see a lot of returns to a lot of prices that we've seen about a year or two ago.
You know what, crypto?
How about this, right? If Zuckerberg gets his way and we all join the metaverse, you reckon crypto is going to be the way to go for that?
Oh, definitely.
I think so, yeah.
That would be
DeFi, like.
See, they're saying Web 3.0 is all this cryptocurrency, NFTs and all that. So, like, Web 1.0 was the likes of just using the internet back when fucking Windows was launched. And then they're saying Web 2.0 was social media, so the likes of Facebook, Bebo, MSN, fucking all that shit. And they're saying Web 3.0 is all virtual shit. So crypto, NFTs, metaverse, all this shit. So this is the next phase in the development. So I don't know how true it is.
Right.
Yeah. But I was going to say, crypto is like picking a horse at Cheltenham. If you like the name, lump money on it and see what happens. Because Adam's seen a fucking thing. It was Polygon. It's like, sounds like a Pokemon. Whacked money on it and was up.
See,
I got it at 14 cents and sold at like 80.
I don't have a clue about these NFTs. I'd love someone to break it down for me, but I just wanted to get in. I was going to say, have you ever seen Ready Player One?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's that movie. Basically, I don't know what year it was, but it's kind of a bit like the metaverse, except everyone's life has gotten to the point where it's so bad that people are spending more time basically in the metaverse than they are in the real world, and it's whoa. But
Yeah, they
I
actually
think
do
that
their
could
jobs inside this
they do
game.
jobs inside it.
Yeah.
Why is the crack with NFTs, boys? Because I see a lot of celebrities and a lot of people, influencers, posting them online, and I'm very skeptical. A lot of people are pumping and dumping.
It's a money laundering scam.
I think so,
it
yeah.
is.
It's like buying art.
Genuinely seems like it.
Yeah, it's like art. Like people money launder through art because it's tax free and all this shit. So I said that's all it is. Like people buying a fucking an ape with sunglasses on for like £1 million, a couple of $100,000. Like, would you give over?
You see, the celebrities have copped onto that now. So every second profile you see on Twitter or Instagram has a fucking ape. And
do you know what the blockchain is? If you're asking what it is, so it's a string of code, right, on the internet, and it's the same way that crypto works. Cryptocurrencies work on a blockchain system, so it's like a distributed network of computers which are holding the code. So no one computer. Don't know if I'm explaining this very well, but this is it in a nutshell. No one computer holds the code. It's over a network of computers, all the computers. And the idea of NFTs is you have an image, and this image is the code for the image is in the blockchain. So someone can actually pay money for that blockchain, which means they own that image on the blockchain. I don't quite understand. Anyone else can have access to the image, but not anyone else can own that blockchain.
I'd rather put my money into Scientology or buy IKEA stock, lads, than NFTs, to be honest with you.
Exactly. Well, IKEA's going nowhere, so we may as well buy IKEA stock.
Say it out, they're a charity, might as well get in early.
Yeah, that's it, exactly. You can feel like that's your good deed for the day done.
Support a charity, yeah.
Well, see all this virtual shit, do you reckon in about 10 years time that is going to be the way where we live our life in like the metaverse? So it'll be us now getting escape from the real world, is going for a jog or whatever, blah blah blah, where in a few years time it's going to be just taking the glasses off and actually being in the real world. That is your escape. Because do you reckon like everything's going to be done in there, like no one's going to leave their gaff? It's literally going to be put the VR on and your glasses on and live in this universe?
If that's the future, then boys, I don't want to be part of it.
Exactly. I personally think this hot take here, like I think the meta is going to fail, really. Like, the metaverse, I feel like that's going to fail. Or it's not going to be nearly as successful as people are making it out.
I think it's going to run away, bro. You're underestimating how many sad out there will happily live their life in the computer.
Well, maybe that might make that could be Mark Zuckerberg doing everyone a favor. Then he'd be like, get all the sad sacks hooked up to their computer. The rest of us can enjoy real life.
yeah. No more queues for Dicey's, what?
Yeah, exactly. You're up out of it, boys. That's it. Thank you, Zuck.
If everyone's in the fucking virtual reality, if you're hooking up with a bird in virtual reality, how do you know who it actually is, right? Could be some old fella.
Catfish.
Could be.
Yeah, that's fair.
It's going to be the old Yahoo chat rooms all over again.
The amount of makeup birds are wearing these days, it's not an alpha now.
Yeah, well, come here, Michael, that's definitely going to be a Netflix documentary sometime in the next 10 years.
Yeah.
You've watched that, what's it called? The fellow who scams a lot of girls. What's the man's name?
No, I didn't. I saw every meme under the sun.
Oh,
my enemies are coming after me.
Yeah. I was explaining to Adam one time, and he goes, "He's actually a genius."
He is. If you can do it, you can do it, boys.
Yeah, exactly.
Say it with enough confidence, and I tell you, people will listen to you.
Yeah. Oh, my agents are coming to ask me, pay me, go get a loan out for 50 grand, like your employee and me and all this shit. get the loan out in their name, send it to him. He goes off, fucks off another board, has a party, does the same to her. Like just
How did he tee it all up, Aaron? How did he set it up? Like obviously he didn't just fucking text the board and go, "Gives a fucking get a loan for $100,000." Like what did he do?
he made him trust him. So at start he'd make them meet him at a fancy hotel, like the 5 Seasons or whatever.
Right.
And then say he has to fuck off in a private jet that was paid for by, let's say, another girl, but she thinks it's his, so she'll go on a private jet with him thinking he has loads of money. He'll say he owns a diamond company and he's a CEO and all this shit. Setting up a fake website, fake pictures, all this. And it gets more and more believable, and he has this lavish lifestyle that it's paid for by other women. So when he says, "Oh, my enemies are after me, I need money to protect myself, and you need to fuck off for a week," and all this, what he goes off another board.
But how did it get started? Like, obviously he needed money to start the scam, didn't he?
He had other women.
Yeah. I say he just started off small and then just gradually got up to the thousands and start getting jets and all. And just once, if you went out with a board and she had a private jet, you'd be like, "Holy shit, you hit a big one here." And then she said,
"Big one is right."
Yeah, and she said, "Oh, listen, like you think she's a millionaire," and she says, "Right, go out and take 20 grand out, and I'll pay it back in a week." She does it the first time, you get 20 grand plus interest. Happy fucking days. Does it next time, I need 50. I done it last time, and she's trustworthy and all this, and getting to know her. I want to settle down soon. Yeah, here's 50 grand. And then slowly starts to fuck off. Oh, people are after me, have enemies. Have to fuck off and go to hiding for a year. And then he has like a fake bodyguard that sends him a picture of him cut open and all that to make it feel like people are after him. And like it's fair play to him. It's really well done.
It doesn't hurt that he's a good looking bastard though.
Oh, he's unreal. He's beautiful.
Do you know what I mean? Like it doesn't hurt. Like if he was fucking walking around looking like me, I don't think I'd get a fiver off a bird man, let alone 50 grand.
Yeah, when you look like me, you say like, "Oh, that's a nice dress, it's harassment," but when he does it, it's fucking flirting.
This is it, man. You know.
I'm sure I'm taking my dating times behind me.
Yeah, it's nice to have a bit of peace in your life. You know.
What's your pet peeves when it comes to girls? Like, what would turn you off? What's the big no-no?
What's your ick?
Yeah. Oh, here you go away from that word, man.
Adam's with the times.
What's the ick?
I don't know, man. Like jealousy and being controlling and that kind of shit bugs me. Insecurity, man.
Insecurity, yeah, that can be a big one.
Controlling's a big one as well. Like, you're going out with your mates and they want a message every half an hour, every hour.
Yeah.
Just go off and fucking enjoy your time with your mates. You don't trust me, you fuck off.
Yeah, fuck off with them mind games.
This is a big. I'm a big fan of. You have your mates, I have my mates. You know, we can have nights out together, but you need to have your nights with your mates, and I need to have my nights with my mates. And if you give her what you want, what you want in return, I think it works out well. You know.
Yeah, I'd agree.
Hey, people are like real touchy. Like when I went to shop the other day, there was people in where it was like Tesco, and like they're walking the trolleys together, grand, fair enough. She went off just a few steps away to pick some off the shelf. He went over, grabbed her from behind, hugging her, holding her waist, and
I could be a bit guilty of that myself, man. I was doing that
Dave,
last night. Oh man, I know what you mean though. PDA is not. No, I know what you mean.
No,
you know. What? Here's a quick one for you, lads. What age did you stop giving or getting hickeys? when did you just get rid of that?
I don't think I ever got into doing that.
You've stopped,
I was going to say, I don't think it's ever stopped.
Could you imagine walking into work on Monday morning and going on the piss the boys and got a hickey on your neck? You wouldn't live with them.
Oh, bro.
I tell you there, man. It would be never ending.
Oh, that's it. Try getting multiple on the neck, bro, and floating in with your jacket pulled up like that. Everyone knows. Everyone knows. Oh man, that's bad.
I don't get them. I'm too tall for them anyway, but
what height are you?
Who'd be able to reach this fucker's neck?
6'7".
6'7". I have a mate who's 6'9".
Nice.
Beats you by 2, man.
It's all about the inches.
Yeah, that's tall. You play basketball.
Oh, fuck's sake.
What's the weather like?
Get them all out. Come on, get them all out.
There's a story about. Did you ever hear Will Chamberlain?
Nah.
He's a basketball player from the 50s. He used to stroll around, and like yourself, he was a bit taller than you now. People would ask him all the user ones. Someone go, "Oh, Will, what's the weather like?" He'd spit on them. It's raining.
I'm gonna start using that.
You should, man.
Yeah, they won't ask you much longer, will they?
It's always the usual, like, oh, James, you're tall, aren't you? Oh, is your dad tall? Or do you play basketball? What's the like? It's everything one after. I should just get a card. I'll just hand them to them. Like, here you go.
I'm pretty certain there is tall fuckers out there that have business cards. I fucking dash them out, man. Keep them moving, like.
Yes, I know I'm tall. Yes, the weather's fine. Yes, I play basketball.
You know.
I would say it is frustrating buying clothes because they're either too loose or too short. So that is a pain in the arse.
So you can't just float down to pennies and get a bit of clever.
Penny's clothes don't fit me. They're too short on me. They're up my belly.
That's disappointing, man.
Yeah, that sucks.
Like people think,
When
oh,
you
it's
get,
great
like-
being tall. But
But,
like,
but
like a
think about it,
shirt.
right? What's more
Think about it.
disappointing than being 6'6" or being 5'6"?
6'6". I can't
Do you
fit on
think that's
fucking
more
buses.
disappointing? I know, but they can't fit in young ones.
Oh man, you make a good
Okay.
point there. I think I'm the smallest out of all of us. I'd be about 5'11", 6 foot. Pretty
Exactly,
certain.
yeah.
Mind you,
right,
the last time I saw Crilly, I was a bit inebriated.
Really, Kelly, bro.
Oh, fuck's sake.
You're all right, bro, don't worry.
The last time I
Yeah,
met
Jay,
Kelly,
don't
I was a bit tipsy, but he's definitely got about 5 inches on me. I have a well account.
In the pants.
I set myself up there, didn't I?
Yeah.
I gotta be honest. I'm over here. I got no. You're all speaking Chinese to me because I don't use the imperial system. I'm a fucking metric man.
Oh,
Give me
it's-
centimeters.
Okay, metric man, what do you hit me up in centimeters? I'm 190.
Ah, fuck. I'm 180, so you're 10 centimeters more.
Look at my
Oh,
look
fuck.
now.
Yeah.
That's yeah, but no, you make a good point. Like, you know, you don't want to be 5'6" it's a bit of a handicap when it comes to the birds because you're not going to pull many birds smaller than you.
Although-
Smaller than
But
you, do
what-
you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, but
What do you
it's-
reckon, right? In terms of pulling, like, if you want to go out and try pull a bird, right? What is the worst height to be? What's the most disadvantage you can be in terms of height
for them,
5'5".
for the lad? Like, what's
for the
the
lad.
5'5"
5'5".
tallest and the smallest this fella has to be? That like it's just like sorry, mate. Like,
I don't get that.
You know, you get away with 5'8", 5'9", I reckon, if you got the confidence to back it up.
yeah,
Yeah,
It's all about
it's not,
confidence, man.
it's not about the height. Do make it
It's
out?
not.
Do you always make it out to be like, oh, I love tall blokes, but like, I never get hit on. Don't know whether it's my face or not, but
Well, no, this is it. You know, see, Aaron, they love tall blokes until you're tall, and then they love
Yeah.
something else. You know what I mean?
Moving the goalpost, eh?
Yeah, there's always something else.
I'm
it,
204
lads.
centimeters.
Yeah, that's tall.
There you go.
yeah.
I'll give you this. Was at Ed Sheeran there a few weeks ago, and it happens to me on a night out as well. People come up to me and just get pictures with me because I'm tall.
I was gonna ask you, does that happen to you? That's mad.
Oh, it's so annoying, and they do it discreetly as well.
Do you take them?
Ah, yeah. Do you
You
ask
should
me?
start charging. €2 picture.
I got a free drink out of it before.
Yeah, I was going to say you should.
Start a business.
Yeah, why
Like
not?
one of those the people who sit on the side of the street, paint yourself gold or something. Stand there real still.
Dedication, man. Couldn't do it.
No,
That's it.
it's hard enough going on a fucking night out. You'd be bollocks after it's the old age. Man, just standing on your feet all day. No.
It's a good one for you boys. I've noticed ever since kind of COVID and the lockdown kind of disappeared, trying to get a taxi in town is just non-existent. It's like Christmas every night, because at Christmas it used to be real bad and you accept it, but now every night is like Christmas.
It
Yeah,
is
yeah. I
awful.
Yeah.
noticed
Like I left Dicey's the other night 1 o'clock because we were going out on the Sunday. It was Saturday night, so I said to myself, "It's 1 o'clock. Clubs don't close till 3. You know, I'm definitely going to get a taxi here. Not a taxi in sight. I had to walk all the way down to O'Connell, get a 15 back to Fairview. Not good.
That's the thing I always do now. It's not worth trying to get a taxi. You have to walk to Connolly to get a taxi. You have to. There's no ways around it.
I don't understand why you guys don't have fucking Uber, man. Uber solved the problem back in Melbourne. Now you can get a taxi anywhere.
You need a taxi license, and there's big money in the taxi license game.
You don't do it.
And when it
There
comes
is,
to
yeah.
Ireland, it's all about the big money.
And with Uber, like, you can just set up an app and drive. But over here, you have to have a taxi license.
Mhm.
And like, I wouldn't, like,
Oh.
over here, I wouldn't get in a stranger's car unless I'm licensed.
No, I wouldn't do it either, man. To be honest,
No,
I
not
barely
a
want to get
chance.
in a taxi's car, let alone a random.
Oh yeah, for a fact, man.
You know what I mean?
What's the most awkward experience? What's the most awkward part of being in a taxi for you as lads?
In the taxi.
I'm,
No,
I'm
this doesn't
normally
have to
too-
be like. All right, go on, sorry.
no, what are you gonna say?
What is the most awkward experience you've ever had like, or most awkward interaction you've ever had with a taxi driver? When does the taxi ride get awkward, or has it ever happened for you?
Right at the end. Right as you're on the main road and you don't know whether you want to pull into your road, drop you right to the door, you want to hop out and walk around the corner. Or right as the
I
meter's
reckon
coming up
it's when the taxi driver goes the wrong way.
Yeah.
On purpose or by mistake?
Or either, probably more on purpose. But when you tell the taxi driver where to go, give them the streets and everything, and they go a different direction, you're like, mate, that's what I think is most awkward.
Because with your accent, I tell you, I drive you all over Dublin before I bring you back to North Circular Road.
Yeah, I'd say that you get that a lot more than we do.
Yeah, maybe it's just me.
The metric make a fella.
Man.
In 3 kilometers, take a right.
Or when you're coming out of town, you've only got a tenner in your pocket, and you're trying to judge. You're watching that meter. That meter. See how far you can get them.
Yeah,
that's it. Exactly. You're like a hawk.
Hey,
what you have to do, I find, when you only have a tenner, really try fucking just get a good conversation going with the fella. Make him kind of feel like he doesn't want you to get out of the car yet. And then you just spring it on him halfway through. But here, bro, I only have a tenner. And then, like, if they're sound and they like the conversation, they'll be like, "Here, it's all right. A few minutes up the road."
Yeah.
So if it's fucking half 3 in the morning,
that way anyway.
It's 3:30 in the morning. It's a 5 the minute you step foot. You think?
Oh, it's fucking wild. Exactly. Here's one, lads. No specifics, no names, no dates. Did you ever hop a taxi?
No, I never have. And here, don't worry. See, in terms of specific people or anything like that, just don't say their name. Just say, "Here, look, you know who you are."
Exactly.
Because if they hear it, they'll know.
No, I tell you now, I've never hopped a taxi either. No,
it's not something.
Give it a wrong
I was
address.
young and foolish.
Until recognisable.
You're 6'7".
They see me on
You're
the
not
street.
missing you.
They see me over the crowd. That tall fucker owes me 50 quid.
Oh,
it's hard enough for him to get out of the car anyway. Like,
there's been a couple of times where, like, I've actually had a really good conversation with the driver, and you've gotten to the destination. You're like, "Oh fuck, I don't want to stop talking to this bloke."
Yeah.
You got to get out there.
More often than not.
fact.
I think the worst I had was when he asked me to kind of give him a deposit or pay a bit up front because he thought I was going to pull a bone on him.
I've had that. I had that recently enough. Your man goes, I was so desperate for the taxi. I go, and he asked me where I'm going. I go, yeah. And he goes, yeah, 15 cash, pay now or you're not getting it. 4 in the morning. I was working the next day. Said, yeah, go on, no bother. Take it.
I kind of get it, but at the same time, it's a bit of an insult.
Yeah, but with the taxi situation in town now, couldn't give a fuck. You get me home for that, I'll fucking take it. But no, I know what you mean.
Exactly, it's whatever gets you home at the end of the day. Like,
there's some mad bastards out there. They run in front of a taxi and stand in front of him and ask him like, "We give a lift." It's people do anything to get a taxi.
Yeah, fuck, man.
There is my taking the piss out of my bird the other day. She's from Spain. She's been here a year, but she doesn't quite understand the finer points of getting taxis in Dublin. So every car that goes past, she's sitting there with her hand out. Neither did she walking. I'm like, "You're not getting a taxi, so just keep walking." It's like, you know what I mean? Because you're walking down the road. There's 15 cunts standing in the middle of the road with their hand out. He's not stopping for you. No. Keep moving. You know what I mean? Let's get home.
This makes the metaverse sound even more appealing.
You don't get a taxi there either.
Could you fucking imagine?
I'll make the outside world a bit more appealing then. I think this might solve the taxi problem, right? Might give them a bit of a longer shift though. You did just hear that there's like proposed legislation for the 6 a.m. opening or a 6 a.m. close. Basically we can pull all-nighters, and let's hope there's early houses for after and all that. Lads, what do you feel about that? Oh yeah, for a fact. But what do you think about that, lads? My feelings are clear, like.
Pubs close at like 1, 2 o'clock. It's fucking ridiculous. Night's only starting at that time.
Yeah, I see no reason why they shouldn't. I mean, if the venue wants to be open that late, fucking why not?
I was in Coppers before, and downstairs closed.
So sorry to hear that.
I know, yeah. It was after the All-Ireland final anyway, so it wasn't too bad.
Which one?
Oh, fucking all of them. I go there after every final. I don't know how or why, but all the players seem to be there.
Up on the balcony.
Yeah.
Top proper order.
Yeah. You can see everyone like walking out downstairs at like 3 o'clock in the morning. We're upstairs till about 4 or 5.
You get the extra time on the balcony.
That's the only good thing about it, but it's a madhouse spot, Coppers. Fucking hell. It's a mad spot.
It's a different breed.
Yeah.
It was better before. I haven't been in since COVID. I used to live in there before COVID because it was pretty much the only late bar. Do you know what I mean?
I like go there on All Ireland final nights. That's literally it. Never
I
been
used to
there.
go there
after
every
that.
Saturday. Go, Capital on Camden Street, little cocktail spot.
Oh, I love that spot. Yeah.
Pre-COVID, it was fucking whopper, and you used to go there till 3. You'd pop around the corner after and into Dicey, or into Coppers, and you know what the bouncers are like in there. We won't say nothing in case they're watching, but you used to get in you'd find a group of birds in the queue. You'd group of lads, you link arm with them, get in the door, bouncer see you with a bird, they let you straight in. Smart business.
Yeah, fucking filthy.
That's
Isn't it?
it.
Dublin's nightclub is gonna be shit. Like the amount of pubs are closing down. There's nowhere good really to go in Dublin. There's maybe a handful, but you'd be lucky to name a handful.
Well, that's the thing, didn't they say? Like, there's hundreds of them. Like, I think it's the percentages in the 90s of how many clubs have closed since 2000 in Ireland in general. Like,
Blackgate used to be a great spot.
Well, the Blackgate. Look at Hangar. Look at District 8. Like
District 8, man. You'd miss it.
Yeah, you would. I still do.
I mean?
Like, that's a Hangar, man. Hangar I miss more than most. Like.
Can you name 5 clubs in Dublin?
Not at the moment, no. I struggle after Camden, Dicey's.
Is that 5? Yeah,
Is Dicey's isn't a club. You have to look for places that are actually clubs.
Clubs, yeah.
What's an actual? When you're in a club.
That doesn't mean Dicey's is bad, lads.
It doesn't mean. Oh, we're not shitting on it whatsoever.
No, I know.
Keep that cheap drink flowing, but all I'm saying is there's actually no a club is somewhere you go in. It's just a fucking dance floor and then a bar on one side. That's it. Like, there's no tables. There's none of this shit. Like there's just area to dance, DJ, and that's all you need, really. Like,
yeah, the Camden has chairs and couches and alcoves and shit, though.
Exactly, that's the thing. So I don't really know, like, if there is any what you could call clubs here anymore. Like,
right.
No, I'm not talking about like alcohol. Like, they can have like alcoves, no bother. But like, don't be having like chairs and tables. It's mostly just it should be dance space, bar space. That's it.
Yeah. So the spot
that's what I consider a club.
I don't know what name it was or where it's based, but we went there with a few lads. Adam, you probably know one of them to go. We went.
You are.
We went down there and we went into the bar. But when you go downstairs, it's literally like a small little box room nightclub where my head was touching the ceiling. Bar one side, DJ the other side, and the DJ. There's 2 DJs there, and a barman and us at like 1:30 in the morning. DJs off their noggin on E or something. Probably the barman as well. I was like,
"That's what you want?"
The fuck.
That sounds like a good spot.
No, it wasn't. It's not my buzz anyway.
No.
Like literally, if we weren't there, it was literally the 2 lads DJ and the barman, and they were having a great time. Yeah.
I think you just stumbled onto a rave, man. That was it. Just a little staff rave. The club wasn't even open. They just forgot to lock the door.
Wasn't actually a gaff party, was it?
It fucking looked like a gaff.
Jesus Christ, man. Been to some
would it happen to have been like the top floor of a...
Don't say the local, don't say nothing. You keep your mouth quiet. Here's an interesting tangent, similar topic. What did maybe you discussed this on the podcast before? What did you think of the session throughout COVID? Did you do much? Did you just keep it quiet?
I loved it. I won't say too much about my activities, but I fucking loved it. So, yeah, of course, you don't want to implicate yourself in things that might have been not allowed at the time, with certain regulations and shit. But like, I found that genuinely just like, not to say it was a great time or anything, but the parties were always phenomenal. Anytime going to the park, just meeting up for a few drinks, great time. Yeah, it kind of transported me back to years ago. It was more like when you were 5th and 6th year. Yeah, when you were like 5th and 6th year, and you had parties at the week. Yeah, exactly, knacker drinking and gaff parties at the weekend. Like, sure, even Leo Varadkar, the wanker, was out
in the fucking Phoenix Park. He was out a few cans.
In the Phoenix Park, yeah. So did you see the video at the time? It's like, Leo, you're only a wanker.
I saw him going for a jog, man. Yeah. But look, I'm no fan of Leo, but I do. There's something I love about the fact that the top dog in the country can just be going for a run on the keys.
I have the car in Phoenix Park.
This is it. Look, I'm no fan of any of them, especially him or me, but to see to see the top dog in the country having a few tins in the Phoenix Park on a sunny day.
Yeah.
It is nice.
Yeah,
Do
it's
you know what I
nice.
mean? There's something about it.
It's like he's just a regular
I don't-
man. He's not some fucking figurehead.
Even
He's
though
not
he
a
is.
robot. Or
Do you know, well, yeah, he's not Zuckerberg.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
You know?
What
You'd be
was the
sitting in
Paddy
the park
Pimble they
with a
called
tin
him?
of gear
Fucking
oil.
lizard.
You know. Well, yeah, no, that's it. You can't go into too much detail, but it was fun.
I
Yeah, I
drank.
think it's like it was novel. It was unique. It was something that I don't think anyone had experienced before. What I loved about it was just the town. Like, town just got smashed with people, and everyone. It's like one big party just in the city. I think that was awesome.
Oh, it was class. Like South William Street and everything was just
Steps was
absolutely
it, man.
upended.
Steps was
Yeah,
in
steps,
everything.
bro.
And I tell you, some of the you saw down there, man, killings like.
Oh, there was some
You know,
mental shit
fucking
going on there as well. Like,
Killings, man.
I remember one day we were in, couldn't tell you when, but like we were in Stephen's Green, and all around the place, like regardless of where you went to, it was just fucking, what's it in Irish, like Dubladini, absolutely full of people, like.
Yeah.
And the guards came in with a van, like 2 or 3 vans and cars, and oh man, you should have seen it. And they like corralled everyone into this one area and started closing the gate.
Smart business.
Oh, fuck it. Oh, exactly. No, but they closed in all the gates, and they were closing the gate as me and the lads were like, we want to get the fuck out of here. They were like, right, go on. They were trying to lock people in. Like,
Most of the
it was a
time
bit
we were
mad.
on
Bit
South.
mad, like.
Most of the time we were on South William. There was it was like an unwritten rule between the revelers and the guards. It was guards turn up, you clear off. Guards hang around for 5 minutes, pop off, and then you just come back. And then maybe an hour or two later, the guards will rock back up. You clear off. You know, you're kind of keeping up appearances. Like,
A herd and sheep.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I wouldn't say I drank too much alcohol. I drank more at home than I ever have. And saying that, like, I probably had about 2 or 3, just relaxing sort of thing. But I took a toll, like, I put on 3 stone over COVID, so I don't know what I done, but it wasn't good.
Yeah.
I wasn't one for going out
you-
fucking sessions, like, in the park, whatever, but when I was younger, yeah, but not during COVID.
See, I for me, you know, obviously it was a bad time in the country, but like, so I was working in the shop for the whole thing, like, so my thought process was, you know, look, if I can come in here and do a shift, working with all these people all day, you know, be fucked if I'm not going to go out after work and have a can of me, mate.
That's it.
Now, do you know what I mean? Like, you know, that's not right or wrong. That's not right, you know, but that was my thought process on it. Like,
There was some
Yeah,
overreactions, but at the same time, you can get where they come from, but at the same time, like, a bit of common sense.
well, no, this
Yeah,
is
man.
it, like, you know, that's a bit of tact here and there, like.
See,
My situation was that I was fucking trapped in the country. I'm like, I've come to fucking Ireland. I'm here. Lockdown's happened. What do I do now? I want to experience some fucking Irish life. So that's why I was out.
make the most of it.
Yeah. I was here for 3 months before lockdown started. So I was like, fucking, I've got to do something with my time. Can't just sit at home playing video games. Might as well just stay home.
Been able to get rid of them since.
yeah, he's never gone away.
He's
Stuck
here
around on
illegally.
that spell.
You know,
His visa's not renewed.
he's been here. You've been here for what, 2 years now? And it's going to say, Aaron, you're wearing the Dublin jersey. I got the jumper on. I'm doing my civic duty. I'm bringing Michael here to the hill for the first time on
Good
Sunday.
man, good man. Against me as
Yeah, I've
well.
been wanting to see a game.
Yeah, this is it. So I said, fuck it. You know, we get down to the hill. It's gonna be a good game. I was chatting to me mate. Like I said, I was working in the shop, and so over the years, you kind of get 18, and you can't do as much as you want to. I used to go to all the games, Leinster, the championship, the finals, and then the last few years at work, you just can't get there as much. But I'm in a new gig now, weekends off. But saying to me, mate, back when I was a teenager, man, Leinster semi, Leinster core, 82,000 guaranteed, no matter what, sell out. Do you know?
Yeah, now it's just gone to the dogs. Like, you're lucky to get about 30, 35 on double header.
Yeah, you get 35, I think, maybe, you know. It's a bit mad the way it's all gone.
Is that a lack of interest or what? What's happened?
Yeah, I think it's the fact that, like, we got too dominant and we've won about fucking 13 Leinsters in a row sort of thing and winning by a margin of 20 points and all this shit.
Yeah.
But the fact that we got relegated, it might make it a bit interesting. Teams might give us a go.
No, certainly will. That's what it's all about. Back in the day, the rivalries, man, just thinking of some of the games we had against Leash, Matty Ford's Wexford, these were scintillating games. And, I'd love to see it get back to that level, that sort of competitiveness,
Yeah.
And
Like, the thing I love about the guy is it's a real sense of community. Like, fuck the owners and the CEO, whatever. It's all about the fans. The fans make it. The fans are like, you'd stand on the hill with a meat fella, take the piss out of him, but like, it's no harmony. You have a laugh with them, nothing too serious. You stand together, have a laugh. Like, some of my best memories are with opposition fans. Like, me and my mate went to the Horn semi-final there about 3-4 years ago. Dublin weren't even playing, went to two of them over the weekend, and we stood in our Dublin jerseys, had a great laugh. Probably two of the best matches I've been to in Crow Park, and just that's what I love about it. It's just a great sense of community. You can go anywhere, talk to anyone, and people are there like supporting amateur sports. They're not there for fucking seeing people in their Ferraris and all this shit. Like, people idolise just normal working blokes, and it's what I love about it.
It's Irish. It's the Irish spirit in its purest form.
Yeah.
You don't have any like rivalry fucking fights like you do with soccer?
Oh, there's rivalries.
Yeah,
there's fucking rivalries. I tell you that for free. Good natured though.
Good natured rivalry, huh?
Good natured, unless
Like
you're
what?
on the receiving end.
Where's the rivalry, and why?
Who's our biggest rival,
Aaron? Playing wise, like in terms of teams, it'd be Kerry, but like I'd say
it will be Kerry. More recently,
I
Mayo.
would have said Kerry.
Like Mayo, there's
Kerry
a
or sleeping
there,
joint.
but yeah. With Mayo, it's just like a bit of like we hate them, they hate us, but like it's.
I think everyone hates us, Aaron.
I feel like just a bit of banter between Dublin. Like,
I'm not from here, and even
Mayo
I
is
picked
just a
up
bit
on
of
that.
banter. That's it, exactly.
With Mayo, it's more so like we hate Mayo, and Kerry's more so like the competitiveness of winning like Sam like 37 to 38 times between two of them.
The amount of games we had, the amount of high level games we've had with Mayo in the last 10 years, it got personal at points. There was a bit of spice in it, like.
The only reason why there's a hate there because they give us the best games.
They did, but what's coming to my mind now is Keegan with the player tracker. Do you remember that? Dean Rock, the free one.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Little things like that. I think it's some of the fucking refereeing. I think of Connolly getting fucking sent off. Remember we played that? Was that Mayo? The semi we played that with 14 men? I was at the final.
Oh, it's probably every game, mate.
Man, no, remember we played the final and we fucking. I can't think of we went down to 14 early. We still drew the game. We got to the second leg. Mayo could have put us away, I think, in that one, was it? I can't remember. And it's fucking hilarious because Mayo did us last year in the semis.
Was that when you went in a half time, like full of confidence? We came out and just literally blew them.
Yeah, I was fucking working that day. Watched it in McDonald's. Was that? Yeah, we hockeyed them in the space. It was a couple of goals real quick after half time.
Yeah, calm and just like in the space of 10 minutes, gone. See you later.
Yeah, no.
Do Irish people make mayonnaise jokes, or is that a pure foreigner thing?
What's a mayonnaise joke?
Mayo, and mayonnaise.
I
think mayo is hilarious, but I'm a foreigner.
They always travel up to Croker with a pack of sandwiches in their pocket anyway.
He's always saying Dublin for Sam, Mayo for Sambos. That's probably about it.
Yeah, there you go.
Hey, at least it's not a wasted opportunity.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, and I love traveling like around Ireland, supporting Dublin, like going to Tyrone, Kerry, some sites out there. It's a bit of a laugh. Like I've made friends for life for supporting Dublin, so it is a good thing to experience.
Getting up to Omagh over the Castle Bar.
While I got three Irish lads, could someone explain what would you call it? Fucking districts are. So I know you got counties, but there's also Ulster and Munster and all that shit.
I'll take this one. I'll take this one. So basically, in ancient Ireland, there were different, all these different like petty kings and all these different high kings. So like you'd have the High King of Munster, the High King of Connacht, the High King of Meath was also its own like province, but it's not anymore. So they're called provinces. Then you'd have like the High King of Leinster, Dublin would have its own one, and then Ulster would have a load of different like shit. Right. So That's basically what it is. They're just like a collection of counties would be a province, basically. So they're based off of like the old kingdoms from years ago. The only one that's not included, as I said, is Meath, but there's Meath and Westmeath now, like as two counties.
It's interesting that you have counties within provinces.
Yeah, see, the
no,
provinces don't really make anything. It's more just
Oh.
kind of like to say for geographic purposes rather than there's nothing really else to it. Do you know what I mean?
It's not
It's
a
just
day-to-day
kind of
thing.
like,
It's
they're
not
in the
you-
east.
Yeah, it's not used like on a poster and it's just like a general like location thing. Like the Leinster Championship is like all Leinster counties, Dublin, Meath, Kildare, Westmeath, whatever. That's literally as much you get. Like you won't go and put
Okay.
Leinster on your fucking poster and
Lads,
No.
I'm not mad for GA, right? But I always wonder this. So, you know, when it comes to the All Ireland and you have like clubs that play, not clubs, sorry, you have, say, county teams that play on the, I'm only saying that 'cause I don't know, I'm only using the air quotes because I don't know what the actual title for these teams is. You have, like, say, New York and London. What, like, way,
They play in
what
Connacht.
means of they play in Connacht, right?
I
right.
think the New York playing Connacht down.
yeah. Then London play in Ulster, I think.
Did London win a game only a while ago?
They did. The reason you've got the likes of a London and a New York team is because of the Irish diaspora in London and New York. You know, there's such big Irish communities in those two places, and that like you'll find like Mayo, I think, go over. They definitely. If you look, they go over and they do these big games. There's a big, massive, dedicated GA park in New York, like, and that's where because like I remember as when I was a kid, I was thinking to myself, "Geez, what's a New York team, a London team?" But it is because of there's just so many Irish in those locations.
like Irish
that-
expats.
Doesn't that mean there's an English team?
pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah, they'd be
Well-
made up of like be a team based in London, made up of Irish like immigrants.
Yeah, because the next biggest Irish population is in England.
Yeah,
Other
Liverpool
than-
specifically, I think.
Liverpool, yeah.
Right.
Yeah, didn't they say? I think there was a thing a while ago where it was sometime the last 100 years, 75% of the people in Liverpool can trace themselves back to being Irish.
Yeah.
Sure, every American's bleeding Irish.
Nah, that's
No,
another
they
story.
think they are. They think they are.
Yeah,
Oh
You're an
my
American,
God.
you listen to this.
St. Paddy's
you have
Day.
Irish. Oh my God!
Oh
if
my
you have
God.
Irish ancestry, oh my
The
God,
great
dude,
triple
it does make you
grandfather.
Irish, dude. Yeah. Fergus McFadden.
He
He
were,
was my grandpa. He lived in Tipperary.
some fella brought his cousin out to the steps mid lockdown, and he was from America. The poor bastard wasn't impressed. He got fucking roasted, man.
Oh
Near
man,
tears
I'd
he
say
was near
so.
fucking tears. Everyone just started hopping in on the poor bastard.
Sure, me and the lads, right? We used to go to a pub called the Ivy House beside St. Pat's College, and obviously the students coming over all the time during the summer. About 3-4 years ago, a group of
Yeah.
Americans came by. One of them was they were all really, really nice, but we got chatting to one bloke in particular, and I swear to God, we tore the piss out of him. Do you know what we called him? Joe's nickname was, and we were like, you see him across the bar, you just turn around and be like, "What's up, Dirty Michael?" And he had the brace. I'm sure you all know who Dirty Michael is, yeah.
Yeah. Oh my God.
If
Nah,
you
look,
don't know
I
Dirty
must
Michael,
say-
give it a look up.
I must say they're well able for it. You know,
Oh, yeah.
they're well able for it. They don't tend to take it too badly.
Yeah, but they don't understand what we're saying half the time, which is the funniest thing about it. Like, so you can get away with murder when you're saying shit.
No, this is it, man.
Michael, is there anything that like surprised you about like Ireland in general or the culture? Like, is there anything that you thought would have happened and never did, or is there anything like stood out to you that shocked you?
Oh, it's difficult to answer now because I've been here for like 2.5 years. In the beginning, there definitely was. Fucking your language. You speak English, but you use fucking weird words, right? Like instead of a cupboard, you call it the press.
Yeah.
You use like at the end of a word, so it's not like something. It's something like.
You know, like
There's too many
Crazy shit,
syllables
man.
in cupboard, man. Too many syllables.
yeah,
Short and
it's
sweet.
easy.
There's too many
Exactly.
syllables in cupboard, man. Say press. Rolls
Yeah,
off the tongue.
Like the other
Yeah,
day could
that's
have been
what you
anything from yesterday to
That's
fucking
it.
2 weeks ago.
This is it.
Oh, yeah, for a fact.
And even so, the place where you put your boiler, that's the hot press.
Yeah.
Like this is just bonkers, mate.
It's a press.
Have you ever
that's
heard
hot.
of the immersion, have you?
Heard of what? Yeah, the immersion. Oh, and you guys get angry if you don't turn it off.
The
Yeah.
ma's get angry if you don't turn it off.
Get that wooden spoon
Yeah.
out.
Oh, man. Built into us.
The electric shower, that was a fucking insane one for me as well.
What do you mean?
I mean, like, why does that exist?
Why doesn't
You
it
don't have that
exist?
back home.
Wait, what?
Electric
You don't have
shower.
electric.
No.
What's it? A fucking bucket out of the ceiling just tilted over itself?
In the
Yeah,
outback.
man. We just sit under the rain, right?
Michael and the
Yeah,
Aboriginals,
sure
yeah.
you do.
I suppose he goes to the beach every fucking day to clean himself off. Everyone lives on the
This
beach
is
in
it,
Australia.
Life of luxury.
Yeah.
I'm a strong believer that there's not one beach in Ireland, bar Ross Strand. It's about the only one I give credit to. I tell my bird this all the time. She goes, "It's in Portmarnock Beach." I go, "You're in Portmarnock. You aren't at no fucking beach."
Yeah, beaches seem to have like stones instead of sand.
That's what I'm saying. The water is fucking less
Crazy.
than to be desired. I'd rather go to the 40-foot the beach.
Apparently, there's a whole bunch of beaches around Dublin. Well, beaches around Dublin, which are just contaminated. Like sewage gets pumped into them.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Me bad.
There's like Donna Bay
Mhm.
and Port Ran, I'm pretty sure, are always pretty much shut down. Like,
Oh, Jesus, that's mental. And people swim in them still.
yeah,
Okay,
them
fuck.
people, yeah, like, you know it's contaminated. You deserve what you're going to get.
Yeah.
Did you ever go for a dip on Christmas Day in the 40-foot with?
God, no.
I never have. I'm too fond of my testicles to put myself through that. Like,
They be up in your stomach. They be sitting there beside your Christmas dinner. Yourself, Aaron?
Nah, I fucking hate to see
Sorry,
hate
lads.
women. I hate the beach, everything about it. You wouldn't see
Yeah,
me
that's
dead
fair.
in one.
No,
I can actually see, Adam, I can
Yeah.
actually see whatever the hell it is you're trying to kill. I could see it flying around and behind you.
oh,
like you're
yeah, I
playing a
killed
game
it
of
there, yeah.
Quidditch.
Oh, I got it, man. Don't worry, I caught that snitch.
I already even thought that.
One last thing before we wrap it up was, Michael, is it weird having Christmas in the cold?
Yes. Yeah. So I've lived in the UK for a year. And that was mental because that was the first time I had ever experienced a cold Christmas. But then I lived in Canada for 2 years, so I've kind of gotten used to it now. It makes so much more sense,
Yeah.
right? It's cold, so you eat a big hot meal. It fills you up. Then you can just relax. In Australia, like you eat cold meat and you wear thongs and shorts.
Few banana hammocks.
Yeah, man. I feel bad for Santa. He must come in like a budgie smuggler instead of his suit.
That's a sight for sore eyes. Fucking hell.
Oh, fucking hell, lad.
Well, fucking on that note, boys, I think we wrap it up. It's been a good laugh. It's been an interesting episode. And
Yeah, thanks, guys.
Cheers for
wish-
having us on. Really appreciate it.
Lads,
Lads. Love what you're doing
Absolute
here.
pleasure. Absolute pleasure. And we'd have you on any time.
in a heartbeat.
You know.
Don't worry, we'll promote this shit out of your own podcast when you get it. Don't worry, lads. We'll
This
just
is
get
it.
it up
And,
and running.
Aaron, I'll ask you how the weather is on Sunday on the hill, right?
Oh, maybe before I'd be fucking boiling. I went to watch
I'll
my
be
team-
over to you for the picture.
I went to watch my team play there the other day. I'm out injured, so I said, fuck it down and watch them play. Went down to St. Anne's to watch them. Came back, my forehead was red. Nothing else.
Ah, man. I went up the mountain there down Loch Elar there the weekend. I was there about fucking half an hour and my neck was burnt. Typical.
Bullshit, half an hour. We're there for hours, mate.
Yeah, but it was burnt after a half an hour, Mike. I was like,
Yeah.
put some cream on.
I got burned
Despite
too,
the-
just so you know, you're not the only one.
And there you go. Despite the blue light, lads, I went to Wicklow at the weekend. Went to see that waterfall, Powers Court. I got lovely tan. No burn at all.
Well, for some.
No, that's it. Yeah, it has to work out for some of us.
Over there.
Right,
On that
gents.
note,
Didn't.
Cheers, boys.
lads, thanks for
Right,
coming on.
guys.
Yeah, thanks very much.
All
That's
the
it.
best for the future. And we better be the first guest on, just saying.
Oh, most certainly, boys. You returned the favour. That's just me and him get the finger out and actually do it now.
Oh, yeah,
That's
we
it.
got no
As I said,
excuse
look-
now, do we, mate?
No,
Lads,
no
if either of
excuses.
you want to come on at any time, either together or singularly, just hit us up and you're more than welcome to come on. I'm sure everyone at home that does listen to this or is going to listen to this is after loving
You're two good boys.
your presence.
Great chatting.
Of course, lads, of course.
If
Great
this
chat,
episode
boys.
blows up, we might turn to a four-way, just saying.
Yeah,
Yeah,
who
what's
knows?
it?
got
We
four
call
of
it an 8-baller, we?
Yeah, A-Baller podcast.
us. 8-baller podcast, yeah. We all sit around the table and all, yeah, it'd be handy.
Corner pocket.
Ideas,
it.
ideas.
Go on, boys.
Thanks for listening,
See you
people. Don't
guys.
forget to follow us. It's free. Take 2 seconds. Give us a like, share, all that good jazz. And take it easy. Slán la.
That's it from the 8-ballers and the after sesh. Slán